Barry Chandler from managerbar.com. Today we're going to talk about where a lot of the losses lie in a drinks business. And we're going to show you how to plug the leaks that exist in your bar. The drinks industry, of course, itself is notorious for theft and for wastage. And I'm going to talk about some of the most common problems that I've come across over the past few weeks and months with regards to losses and theft in the bar. I'm going to give you some solutions that we came up with on how you can solve these problems in your own business. Any business that involves cash and alcohol is always going to be harder to manage, due to a number of often ingenious ways that customers and staff find to take that cash and alcohol away from your business without you ever knowing. Some of the tricks are ingenious. One of the things we came across recently was at the receiving area, in the back door, in the receiving lot. One of the vendors who delivered Coca-Cola and other minerals and sodas to the bar was shorting each case by 1 or 2 bottles. So let's say in a delivery, a consignment of 20 cases of Coca-Cola, maybe 10 of those cases had 2 bottles missing each. Okay? So 10 cases, 2 bottles missing each, just 20 bottles missing. Okay? 20 bottles missing, the driver was taking those and he was selling them on the side to another bar for cash. What's the effect on you? Well, you're paying for those 20 bottles. And 20 bottles at retail, you work it out. It's a lot of money. So in the receiving area, and I spoke about this a lot during the food cost control video, you need to examine what's delivered carefully. It doesn't matter if it's a single box or if it's a truckload. If you're paying for it, then it's important that you check it. And if it's not important to you to check, then you probably shouldn't be watching this video anyway, because this is about how to save money, how to reduce your costs. So if you've got a pallet full of sodas or a pallet full of cases of beer, every single case needs to be taken down and just laid on the ground. Do a quick scan with your eyes. It's very simple. You'll see what's missing at a glance. If you're missing any beers, note it down on your delivery docket straight away. You're not supposed to be paying for anything you don't receive. And it's your job to ensure that either you or the receiving person is taking care of this at your back door. Moving into the bar then, I suppose the most common tricks occur near the cash register, near the point of sale system, when drinks are being served. It's very easy for a bartender to give away drinks. It's very easy for a bartender to take cash that doesn't belong to him. But how do they do this? What are some of the tricks that the bartenders are doing? And how are they stealing from you without you even knowing it? Okay, well, let's look at when a bartender gives a customer change. Let's say a bartender shortchanges the customer by 25 cents, 50 cents a time. If they're not giving a receipt, the customer might not know what exact amount they were due to receive as change. They might not check their change. But the bartender's smart. He knows how much he's giving out. And in his head, he's keeping a record. So let's say he shortchanges everybody by 50 cents. After 10 people, he knows he's got $5 that he needs to take out. Much easier to take a $5 note. And nobody will see him take it. He can take it very quickly. A lot easier than taking 50 cents each time and having a pocket full of change. How do you stop that? Well, you make it a house policy to give out a receipt with every single transaction. Put the onus back on the customer. Put a sign up at the bar saying it's our policy to give a receipt with every drink. If we don't give a receipt, then ask us for a receipt. Or bring it to the attention of our manager. That way the customer, who will probably want to know the price anyway, and that people always love to see, well, how much is a beer here, or how much is a Coke here. They want to know the price, so they'll look at their receipt. And that's another line of defence for you to stop your bartender stealing from the customer and stealing from you. But what happens if, they're not just shortchanging the customer? What happens if they're taking the money from the customer, but they're not actually ringing it into the cash register? They're not punching it into the point of sale system. It's a common trick. They can only do it when the cash drawer is open, of course. So if the cash drawer remains open during service, then it's very easy to just put in $10, $20, take out the change that's supposed to be given back, and the difference belongs to the bartender. There's no record in the system of that drink being served, and it's not until the inventory stage, a week, a month later, that these losses are found. And by that stage, the losses could be quite a lot. One thing to do is to have a policy that the cash drawer cannot be left open. So you can keep an eye on that. You can be monitoring that. You're your supervisors. Walking through the bar, seeing is the cash drawer open. Some of the newer point of sale systems will ring a bell or will have a little alarm. If the cash drawer is open for longer than 10 seconds, 20 seconds, it'll start to beep, draw attention to it. Very useful. Other tricks involve staff bringing in their own drinks to sell. working with a bar recently where we discovered bottles of Heineken that were a slightly different shape to the other bottles in the bar. And when we went to scan these bottles in using our inventory control software, we noticed these particular Heineken bottles didn't scan. Why? Because they weren't part of the original inventory. So our system was recognizing that the original Heineken bottles scanned fine, add them to our account, but these other bottles, the barcode wasn't registering. Straight away alarm bells. Where do these come from? Checked back through the delivery dockets and found that, we're actually over by 24 bottles. A bartender had just brought in his own case and was aiming to sell those. So if a bartender sells 24 pack of Heineken at $4 a pop, he's up nearly $100, and it's very hard for you to spot that. Again, he's going to have to use the cash drawer trick, he's going to have to put the money in and not register